Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Jolius podcast. And tonight, I'm with three really good friends. It's been a long journey here in Vegas. And right now, we're going to just share good vibes, good stories, good whatever we're going to be talking about right now. I'd like to have good introductions to my main man right here, Vaibhav Billy Kumar.
There you go. That's me. I'm back on the podcast, guys. I was pretty popular last time, so I had to come back.
Next up, we got the lovely lady right here, Santanna.
Hi.
Beautiful delay, beautiful delay, beautiful delay. And last but not least, we got the lovely Pinky.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. So, tonight, we're going to start off with something a little special.
I thought you were going to say Sprite's your sponsor.
Tonight, we're sponsored by not Sprite, unfortunately, no. Yeah. Now, tonight, we're going to talk about some special stuff. It's been 2 months since the New Year's. How's everyone doing? What's been going on?
Going good, yeah.
Going good?
This year's been pretty interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I completed 6 months in Vegas, so just getting used to the idea of living in a really disorganized world.
Yeah, this is a very disorganized city. It's called Sin City and Nightlife, or Night City for some odd reason. Santanna, what are you doing?
I actually have to agree with Vaibhav.
There you go.
I'm also new to Vegas, and it has been a roller coaster. You know, just dancing a lot, injuring myself, not injuring myself, progressing, being a bad bitch. You
Oh,
know
there
how
you
it goes. Vegas is full of opportunities, so just utilizing it as I can.
How long have you been here for?
Since September, so what is that, like 7 months?
Yeah,
Around
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
good job. She knows math.
Basic math.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Pinky, when did you come here to Vegas?
Yeah, I relate to that a lot in terms of being new and just getting bruised and dancing,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
then just trying to come back from it, you know, muscle spasm, what have you. But I moved here in July,
Okay.
so but I'm part-time here and then part-time in California. So I'm still in school right now.
Mm-hmm. Where do you go for school and what major?
So I go to Berkeley and I'm looking to do like wildfire research. So I'm studying forestry and anthropology, which within anthropology I'm doing a subset, which is archaeology. So I'm trying to help it stop burning as much.
Okay, interesting. Wait, and what do you do for a living right now? You said you're dancing, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a dancer and a student, trying to pay your tuition.
Yeah, the common trope, I believe.
I guess so, yeah. It's very common,
And we
unfortunately.
kind of work together too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember her.
We've worked at Palomito together as well as Crazy Horse, so
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool.
And I think the girl coming, we've also worked with as well.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
she also works at Palomito.
Yeah.
So the folks in the back, this is supposed to be someone that's supposed to be here, and unfortunately they're going to be late. So she'll be coming by in like 20, 30 minutes, but no worries. It happens.
So we got two dancers here. Julius, what are you and I doing wrong with our lives?
God, I don't
Are
know.
we supposed to be dancers here too?
Yeah,
Guys,
probably.
I cannot dance. I cannot dance. Just putting that
I
out
mean,
there.
you could do like a little 1-2 step. I've seen you before.
That's in a different environment, okay? I cannot dance. I don't know what I'm doing here with dancers, but yeah, that's what you'll see in Vegas, guys. We're all new to Vegas, and there's tons of dancers, very, very talented people, and they make so much money, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. You don't even know the half of it. I was with my boy probably like 2
I mean,
days ago.
IRS, they don't make a lot of money. It's just
Whoa.
IRS, they don't make a lot of money.
I don't want those guys.
The download.
I don't
Yeah.
want those guys involved right now. Oh my God, no.
None of those.
Yeah. But one of my boys, next door neighbor, she's a atmosphere model, and I'm just like, what? It's like all of a sudden, it's like that girl that I see randomly with her family. She's like 19. It's like she's an atmosphere model, and she's making 6 figures. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the wrong things in life, Julius.
Yeah. We're not dancers. We're not atmosphere models. Oh God.
No, but it's for me. I mean, that's the most interesting part about Vegas. So I don't really belong here because I'm not in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an engineer. I don't know. You know, it's like it's really interesting to see all these different people come together. Like last time on the Julius podcast, we had Courtney on,
We did.
and it was really fascinating for me to learn about her experience being in Vegas and what she does for a living when I come from a very nerdy background. it was fascinating. So I'm kind of curious to hear about how Santanna and Pinky got into doing what they do. And actually, you know what? You should actually tell the audience what all you actually do, other than just dance.
Okay. I know you're really excited for me to answer this question, by the way.
I have no clue what
You
she's
just
talking about,
see
guys.
the sparkle in his eyes. So I am a dancer. I've been dancing for a long time. Well, not a long time, a couple of years. I just recently got into doing professional dominatrix as well. So that is another job that I have, which is like also a part of it's kind of the same industry, but also a different responsibility in the sense of you're definitely in charge of your own atmosphere and money. You're in charge of how much money you make, basically. Like the work you put in is the work you get out. And both jobs are super unconventional, you know, in the real world or whatever. But I like to think that it's the unconventional jobs that really have like the liberation, which for me is important, especially as like an entrepreneur. And I think it's a powerful thing, to be honest. But those are like the main things I do: stripping, competitive dancing, and dominatrix. So, well, crazy.
Oh boy, another dominatrix.
That's number 9 for me.
You guys
Yeah,
love it. Come
that's-
on now.
I don't know how I was before I moved to Vegas. I had no idea this was a thing. I'm just gonna be honest. I had no idea. Now I know like 9 or 10 DOMs. It's weird.
I love it. I think it's amazing.
Pinky, are you a DOM too?
No,
Tell us
but
what
I
you
see
do.
you doing your thing, and I think it's amazing. I personally am a bit more new to the whole like field. I'm getting into it now as I'm finishing school. I kind of see dancing as like a transition between my undergrad and my master's, but I've also totally fallen in love with it. So I do want to travel a lot more and experience it. But I thought it was really interesting what you were talking about with the last podcast, because I know that. Are you from the Bay Area? Or
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in SF in the Bay Area, that's where I am right now as well. And the clubs there are absolutely like a lot more akin to maybe the profession that she was doing, which is fine, but also it's mixed together with the clubs there.
Mhm.
Whereas in Vegas, I feel like there's the legality allows there to be kind of like not this consolidation where like there's everybody doing one thing in one place, and instead like they have their thing, we have our thing, and then it kind of just who would thought that making it legal would have made it a little bit more safe and just better for everybody, but it does, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Can I comment on that? Actually, that's a really good point, because outside of being exposed to being a dom before I was a stripper, when I became a stripper, the first club I worked at, I was exposed to it a lot more in that first club in LA, because it was okay for everyone to kind of do that sort of thing in one environment. And yeah, they do kind of separate it here a little bit.
Wait. Can you be a little bit more specific about what you mean by that sort of thing for the audience?
Well, I mean, like, I was exposed to it before I became a stripper. So I was kind of doing it before I was in a club. But then when I was actually in a club, I had clients coming in that they were like, oh, I don't want to lap dance. I want to worship your feet, or I want you to humiliate me. And it was a lot more, heard of and seen in a club where everything was kind of pressed together in one. Now it's a little different. Like in Vegas, I mean, I would say like me being a dom and being a stripper is a lot more separated than it was when I lived in LA. I don't know why, but it's just kind of how the industry is, which I'm not saying I don't like. I do actually like, because you guys know I work for a production company, and having that separated is actually quite nice.
Okay, just
That
checking.
was on me. Yeah.
We're gonna kick
The
that.
Asian Bluetooth device.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what's going on?
My bad.
It's like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah, all good, all good, all good.
But yeah, just to go off what she was saying, I think it's like, all sex work is very valid and amazing work. And I think that, you should be able to choose to do whatever you want to do. But I think sometimes it can be maybe just a bit more of a difficult environment when all types are kind of forced to be in the same area, and men are kind of going to come at you for anything. Whereas when it's legal, you can have these designated areas, and it can be safer for the women as well. And they can make sure that they are not put in uncomfortable situations because there's more nuances maybe sometimes that come with
Yeah, that's pretty much, you hit it like spot on, because when I was doing it both in the same environment, it felt very unsafe. Now having like dungeons or, designated time slots for clients to do, the separated work, it's definitely a lot more safe. So I like that you touched base on that though, because a lot of people wouldn't think that, but that's cool that you said that. Yeah.
So Pinky, I'm really curious to hear your perspective on this, because you go to a really highly ranked school, right? And at the same time, you're studying for your undergrad or master's. Is that what you're studying for?
No, I'm studying my undergrad, but I
Okay.
see like dancing as like a stepping stone between the two.
Okay, so you want to go to grad school too,
Yeah.
right? But to a normal person who's like not in the industry, like it's very uncommon to do both things, right? So what's your story? How did you get into this to be doing both these things together, and how actually all of this happened?
Yeah, so I have been putting myself through college. I've worked every single semester from the minute that I moved out of my house when I graduated high school. So I did 4 years of childcare, like babies, same time as school classes, minimum wage. It was just exhausting. I was just tired. I needed a new computer. My car was breaking down. It's about to start my last year, and I was just like, I'm kind of tired of living just above the means just to like finish this. And I loved pole dancing. I have been really into that whole thing for a while. Speaking of pole dancing,
Oh boy, here comes our late night guest.
I apologize for my tardiness.
No worries,
That's
no
okay.
worries.
You just owe us $200. That's it. We'll call it even.
Yeah.
We'll call it even.
Give her this.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You just won't have any headphones, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Santanna's getting what she always wanted. So
Hey.
Cool. All right.
all right, we're
Everything
back
cool?
on.
We're good to go.
All right.
Keep it going.
So continue on, Pinky, or unless.
You want to do a quick intro for her first?
Oh yeah,
or-
for sure. All right, guys. Late night guest right here. This is Iris, lovely Iris. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited and nervous.
Oh boy, no worries. It's chill here. We're just talking about the industry right now, mostly the sex industry, and the differences between the lifestyle between being a student and being in the industry, and how she handles her stuff. Yeah, basically just your background.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Pinky.
So yeah, I basically started planning much before I actually ever even went and danced. So like more than 6 months before I ever stepped foot in a club, I was doing a ton of research and getting a pole in my room and making sure I could do like, the basics, because I knew I was going to be the baby stripper, but I didn't want to be the baby stripper. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be the girl stepping on everybody's toes and like not knowing the whole thing. So I spent a lot of time, and I quickly realized that California was not the place to be, despite the fact that I was there.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll join the anti-California
Yeah,
bandwagon too.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I plan on moving out here full time at the end of this semester, and I mean, you're looking at a single room in a house in the Bay Area. You get a full house here with a pool. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah, with the pole.
with the pool. Sorry,
Oh,
with
okay.
the pool. Like
kinda
like
need
why not
the
both?
pool.
Yeah, with the pole. Don't forget it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I already got that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought she meant the pool.
I thought she meant the pole. I was
I
like,
Yeah.
totally thought she
Okay,
meant pole.
I have a question actually that's pole related that I feel like I would love to hear other dancers' opinion on. How come most poles are static in clubs?
I definitely feel like I can answer that.
And
Alright, go ahead.
I've always been curious.
Well, I think that like for the most part it's a safety issue.
Okay.
So, at Palomino, the back pole that spins really quickly. It's very fast and it's very thick. It's like a 50 millimeter. As a competitive dancer, you would never dance on something like that on a competitive stage. Also, it spins out of control. It's kind of a hazard if people don't know how to, dance on it. But I just think that like those poles haven't been replaced in like
Years.
a decade. Seriously. So, back in the day, like dancing on a spinny pole was not really like a priority. I think it's like a safety thing and also just like an old school thing. They don't really care about switching the poles, which
Yeah.
sucks. I wish they would care more.
That's what I figured it was, yeah.
Yeah, I really wish they would care more because it's like
And it's really easy to get one that just goes static and spin, right? Like, why not just let the girls
Get an
choose,
X
God
pole.
forbid. Yeah.
Right? Get an X pole that spins.
One of those
well.
stage lights, I just, like, dream of it.
Yes, I know. I wish to, girl. I wish.
Iris, do you have any opinion on this?
I was just going to say, so one of the girls that I competed against in the Miss Palomino competition last year told me, and she's won multiple competitions across the country, told me that she doesn't do any spin pole tricks at all. She only does static, and that's because that's what they use in most professional pole competitions. My personal favorite is spin pole. There's a lot of physics that goes into it, the centrifugal force. It's funner. That's what I have to say. Static is fun, but I feel like spin pole is just so much more beautiful. You feel more like a ballerina or a figure skater. It's more entertaining to look at versus just doing a pose on the static. It's like, oh, she can hold that for a really long time. But if you're on the spin pole, it's like, oh, she can hold that for a really long time, and there's motion.
I feel like, I don't know what league she was competing in, but if she was competing in PSO, that's not true. There's a spin and there's a static pole, because when you compete, they want to see that you're dynamic and you're flexible on spin. So if you can't do static properly, or you don't feel like it's impressive, it's because you're not naturally a dynamic dancer. So dynamic is being able to create that spin on a static pole, and also being able to like have that strength to go from like, handspring to outside leg hang to like more tricks. But being dynamic is a lot harder than being flexible on a spin pole. So I think that like that's why people don't like static pole. I personally like static because I'm naturally a dynamic dancer, but you're funny.
It's impressive.
I mean, but
It's a learned thing for me, but it's been taking time for sure. And the spin is just easier to be like.
I mean,
fluent.
it's easier for it to look beautiful.
At an
Dynamic
earlier,
can
yeah.
sometimes look kind of manly, depending on what you're doing. I
can
mean, and I
agree
have
with
a
that.
guy coach, so he teaches me a lot of like muscly things. So I get what you're saying for sure. I know, right?
Well, when I'm up there and I'm performing, like I just kind of move the way the music moves me. Like, I don't think everything I know, I'm self-taught.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I just kind
Okay.
of, I dance the way that I feel. And that
Right.
works really well for me. So I do some tricks on static, and I do most of my tricks on spin. And the reason for that is because spin is more fun.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like static pole is definitely something you have to be taught. Not to say that you can't feel when you're being taught. It's just that it's a lot easier to learn how to be graceful when force is taking you by itself than when you learn how to be friends with, gravity, or learn how to spin yourself. Because there is such thing as
She
spinning
means
on a static pole.
centrifugal force is what she's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you're the nerd here. You can chime in and help me out with those big words.
With the pole science, yeah, that's what I studied in school.
I mean, it kind of it
I wish I'd studied that. It's
Well,
fascinating.
Centrifugal force is the reason that I dislocated and tore my rotator cuff.
Oh,
There you
Jesus.
go.
Ow.
It's powerful, guys.
Remember you were
Science is
saying-
real.
remember
Where's
you
my
were
camera?
saying
Right
how
there.
fast that pole
Science is
spins?
real.
It does. It
It
spins
does.
so fast.
And if you just have like a little bit too much motion, it's over.
it's out of control. I mean, I like the spinning fast, but Palomino's back pole does
Spinning
spin
fast,
really
girl,
fast.
people are like, whoa, they lose their minds. They tip so much, and all you're doing is holding on.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they tip for the most random moves, I
Dude,
swear. Like, they don't care about a
seriously.
shoulder. Like,
That's
no.
Yeah,
the
they're like,
other reason I like
whoa.
spin is because spin is visually, from a performance standpoint, spin is visually more impressive
That's
than
fair.
static.
That's
But really,
definitely
they just
fair.
want you on the floor with the legs up,
Yeah, some of them are
There's the
super
TikTok
boring.
right there.
Yeah,
There's the
it's all like-
TikTok right there.
Your legs
This is
are
the
like
honest one right
this.
here.
Yeah, where you just do the. They love that. I'll just go up into a headstand and then come down into a split, and
And they're like, oh my
when you do
god,
the big
that's
noise,
the
Pop,
craziest thing.
sometimes all they want to do is see you twerk for a whole 6
I
minutes.
know.
Oh my
and they're
god,
like-
yeah, no, and we
I'm
got
like, my
that,
knees
though.
are killing
We
me.
can
Can we
offer
mix
that.
it up? Like,
But it's true. I guess from like a strip club stance,
Like,
yeah,
from
the
a
spin
theatrical
is definitely
perspective.
more appealing.
Yeah.
Like competitive is way different. They're like, oh, are her toes pointed?
It's
Did
just
she
something
hit
to look
that?
at,
You know
you know?
what though?
Right.
Even at the
You
strip
know?
club, I cannot stand when girls' toes are not pointed.
I mean, yeah, it really
I'm
pissed
like,
me off too.
what
I'm
are you
guilty of this,
doing?
but it's true. Like, it's so bad. I
looks
agree.
so
Yeah,
ugly.
I promise you, Iris, that's what guys notice.
Yeah.
No,
curling of the toes.
And they're
So are the toes fun or not?
Yeah.
they don't even know it spins, and
Minus
the other one
5
doesn't.
points.
They can't even tell.
No, just once for you, girl.
They're like, I was gonna
Toes are
tip
not
you
pointed.
$3, but now forget about it.
Just $1. That's it.
Just one.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so specific, the intricate thinking of just curling of the toe. And it's like, damn, we're going to get that extra 5 right here. All right, let's
I
go.
know.
Let's go.
I know, but I'm really curious to know, like, with what you do for a living, right? Like, what kind of guys? What's some of the creepiest things guys have done at the clubs? Because I'm pretty sure
How
that's what the
PG
audience
is
What
wants
about
to know
creepy?
too.
How about wild and
Rated
stuff?
R.
Crazy.
Okay.
Who's going first? Who's going first?
If I had $1 for every time someone asked me this question, I would.
I'd probably be a stripper.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
All right, Iris, what do you got?
What? Oh,
What do you got?
God.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Billy.
So, the creepiest most story from your time at a strip club.
I feel like there's no like individual story. I can think of one, but I don't know if I'm ready to share it. But like,
This is a safe
It's
space.
when-
No one is listening to this. This is not on air. There are
It's
no
when-
cameras here, just you and me.
my least favorite thing is when like I bag a really old man because I
Bag?
look underage.
A bag.
Oh!
I refuse to wear school, or like when I'm
boy.
dancing for them and they're like, "Oh, the things that I would do to you." I'm like,
Oh,
"Can you
God.
just shut up, please?" Like,
Like, keep your hands and your mouthpieces to yourself.
yup,
Yeah.
yup.
I got one
Absolutely
related
not.
to that for sure. I had this the other day, and I think I left after. It was so gross. I had this guy, I was talking to him for a really long time. He kept saying I was so hot, so cute, like he was very interested, kept complimenting my appearance, and then said, "You know who you remind me of?" and pulled up a picture of like his 9 to 10-year-old daughter.
Oh.
I had a guy
Are
in a
you
dance
serious?
last night that was
no,
like,
I
Wow.
left. And
That's
he wanted to go
nasty.
upstairs, but I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then I went home.
"Oh,
I was like,
man.
no more
Oh,
tonight.
God.
That
Yeah,
happens to
seriously
me all the
disturbing.
time.
Girl,
Yeah, no,
call
that happens to me
CPS
all
right
the
now.
time. I had a guy
CPS.
last night that was like, that he was on drugs and he was having the best time. I was like, just
bet you
Yeah,
I was
on
giving him
drugs.
scalp
Rolling and you can
massages
No,
in the
we
dance.
do not
yeah.
do drugs here, guys. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs at work, but that guy did.
Oh,
And
Lord.
and he
wasn't
was
at
like,
work.
he was like, you know, you kind of remind me of one of my daughters, and I was like, you're paying me,
Dude,
I'm not
I've-
even doing a lot,
Oh,
like,
wow.
and then he pulls out pictures, and this is like a child. He's
Oh
like,
my God.
he's like, I
What
just
the-
hope my kids don't grow up to be strippers, and I'm like, dude, man, fuck you, like.
This is.
Yeah, that's definitely happened to me too, like multiple times. And I think one of the weirdest things that I can remember is at Palomino, there was this guy who I was dancing with, and as soon as we got in the back, he like grabbed me by my hips and like put me on his lap and was like, "Are you gonna give me a kiss?" And by the way, his breath was kicking, like his breath was bad, like.
No, but what if his
already
breath
know.
was good though?
No,
Sponsored by
it's-
Trader Joe's mints right here.
those mints are bomb, by the way.
Those mints are bomb.
All right, I'll
But-
trust you on that.
It was just like, it was so outrageous. And I got up and I was like, look, I'm not going to kiss you. I'm here to dance for you. He already paid me and stuff. So I was like, let me just dance for you. He grabbed me by my hips again and was being like forceful. So I was like, okay, you know what? I've already been paid. This is like uncomfortable at this point. I'm leaving. So I left the dance room. He comes like following me out of the curtain. Wes, as you guys know.
Love him.
Yeah, love him too.
Love
He's an
Wes.
angel. Wes is like, are you okay? And I was like, no, this dude is acting crazy. And he comes like following behind me and he's like, what the F, da 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 da, she didn't finish the dance, da 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 da, swings at him. And
And Wes is the chillest dude.
Shout out to
chill
Wes.
Until
and-
he doesn't need to be, you know, until he has to not be.
That's
Dude,
true.
he is so chill and so sweet, and honestly, like a big dude. Like he's
Yeah.
not someone that I would want to swing on. This dude was like half his size, so they start going at it, and I just turned around and walked downstairs because I'm like, I just got paid, so it's chill.
It's chill.
You know, there's a no refund sign.
Yeah.
I always
because I
refer
was
to that.
like, I mean, he didn't deserve a refund anyway. He was being creepy. He
No
was
one
trying to
does.
kiss me. He
This
was
isn't
trying
an
to
industry for
Do you
refunds.
do
What?
do you do a verbal? Do you guys do a verbal contract before you start dancing?
like.
Oh, I've heard of that before.
So
Yeah,
If
what
every
is
time-
that?
It,
What is
it
that?
depends on the situation, right? Like some guys
I
are
don't
very
care.
respectful and like they are not going to push my
You
boundaries.
just
so then
sometimes
it's
you
an
have to
I
read
feel
the
like-
energy and know what you need.
I
to
feel
say,
like even
yeah.
the nicest guys are always like, "Oops!" Like,
No,
That's
I've
not an
definitely had
oops.
guys who've like accidentally even like swiped in an area and been like, "Sorry, my bad." Like,
Wait,
well,
wait,
yeah,
wait,
but there's a
hang on,
difference.
girls.
There's a difference between an accident and an accident.
no, like
Oh, boy.
truly,
No.
like.
No, Iris, what exactly is a verbal contract?
So verbal contracts are legal in a state, in like a court of law in the state of Nevada.
Oh, wow.
A verbal contract is basically like, I say something to you, you agree to it. That's a verbal contract.
Okay.
Okay, so when I start my dances after I get their money, I say, you are not allowed to put your mouth on me in any capacity. Any questions on rule 1? And they say no. And then I say, you're not allowed to touch my vagina or butthole. Any questions on that one? And they say no. And I say, great, I won't break your nose then. And then we go.
I will break
That's
your
a
nose.
nice formal contract.
Which is
right
like
there.
always.
Yeah, every time. I don't care because
good.
I feel like some guys like, and maybe I just see like the best in people or whatever, but I feel like some guys just really push me.
Mm-hmm.
They just really push my buttons, and I need them to know that I will hit them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I just
wanna,
blame it on the other guys. Like I blame it on VIP. I'm like, you're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna get whatever if you do it. So.
oh well,
just
I
don't.
mean, like the things that I'm asking you not to do are basically assault. So I'm saying if you assault me, I will hit you,
Which
and I will keep your money.
I feel like they should be prepared and okay with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
I've only hit 2 customers.
Damn.
Do you know, just for curiosity, do you know if verbal contracts apply to DMs?
They can't.
They
That's
can?
no
they
way,
can't
no.
because it's
I-
not
there's no
verbal.
way.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy, we
that's
got- oh,
what-
yes.
that wouldn't
Yes.
be verbal then.
I think, Iris, you have a
written
future as a lawyer, too.
contract.
There you go.
I
There you
think
go.
that's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm safe.
Yeah. And I don't know why you asked that, but I'm a little afraid now. Oh boy.
Let me put my phone away.
Yeah, let's make it more specific. It's written, not verbal. So if you want to be on the
Next
safer
question.
side. All right. I don't know what is going on here, my guy. Damn. All
So,
right. Go ahead.
I'm really curious, because I'm new to Vegas, and a lot of I'm new to the industry. I'm not even in the industry. I'm just I don't know, just a guy. I love.
I give him the stink face. Give him some black.
Just a guy. No, she can't give the stink face.
Just an engineer,
Just an
plane
engineer.
flying,
Plane-
gnarly shredding.
Yes, gnarly shredding. Thank you. Santana knows me too well.
Yeet.
We're gonna cut this part out.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck.
We'll keep it only till the gnarly shredding part.
Yeah,
We'll cut everything else out.
Hey, that's a fact.
We're not
Why
gonna
would we-
reveal your
why would we
snowboarding
do that?
tendencies right here.
No, I mean, I'm an addict. I'm a adrenaline addict. That's I'm just gonna say it. I have a
I
problem.
mean, there's nothing wrong with snowboarding. I mean,
Yeah, but it's wrong when you spend 10 grand on that shit.
oh,
It's wrong when you
yeah,
spend
that might be a
reveal to the
little bit of
world.
an issue.
30
yeah.
grand a year on flying.
30 grand a year hobby. Yeah, dude, that's amazing.
I know.
Dude,
I
if you
know.
have the money to do it, just fucking do it, my guy.
I mean, that's what. So for me, money is about happiness, right? Like, I mean, I save for retirement and all that stuff, but I don't want a big house. I don't want a fancy car. I want to have so much fun that when I die, I'm like, ooh, that was a ride, right?
Santanna, what's happiness to you?
In what sense? There's a lot happening to me.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know you like that, so.
Well, I mean, we're talking a lot about like stripping and all that stuff. I also do pole dancing competitively. I spend a lot of my time doing that. Which is very wear and tear on my body. My ass cheek is torn right now, as we have talked about earlier.
I have no idea what she's talking
Yeah.
about.
You definitely know what we're talking about because you wanted to bring it
I'm
up
not in
just
this
a
room
couple
right now.
times. So I spend a lot of my time competitively dancing, which is interesting because when I meet people, I'm like, oh, I'm a pole dancer, I strip, but I also competitively do it. I feel like guys specifically, but people in general look at it as like, oh, she's just a stripper. And then they get to know me and they see how much I train and they're like, oh, but she actually does it competitively, and they don't see that it's like a different world. Not saying that competitive dancers and strippers can't support each other the same. We should, and I totally think that it should be intertwined the way that it in a way is. But it is in some ways different too. Like, you know, you guys go to the club and you're self-taught and that's amazing and you're talented or whatever, but you don't spend hours and days during the week outside of work training and doing and having a private coach and everything like that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that like once the rhetoric kind of shifts, like, and it has been, I've been seeing it shift just like in general, like pole dance Facebook groups and stuff with like a bunch of moms, where it really is becoming a bit more like unacceptable to just be like, I'm a pole dancer, I don't do weird stuff like stripping, like I definitely don't like because that was a big thing I think a while ago, which was like, I dance and I'm definitely not a stripper though,
like during COVID, I think
yeah,
it was
and
a
I
big
think that's
thing.
being pushed back on a lot now. And I think that you're totally right, like yeah, it's different than just like straight up training, because stripping is really like also like largely a sales job. Like a lot of girls don't even go on stage, they pay to go off stage. A lot of people just want somebody to talk to. Like you really have to be thinking about like how you're going to pitch something, how you're going to be mirroring a person, communicating with them, getting them to talk. Like it really is a sales job when you come down to it, unless you're like at a club maybe like in a different area where it's more of a stage-based club, which is not Vegas in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I've had to cut back on hours that I actually work in the club too in order to train properly, because my body can only take so much. Staying up till 6 in the morning all the time is very hectic when I have to be at training from 12 to 5, you know, or 4 to 7. And people don't see that side. They're just like, oh, she dances, she makes good money. But like, I honestly put my body through hell, and I'm very dedicated to it. And it's a little bit different, I think, than what you're used to hearing from most pole dancers. But I love it. It's cool. And I'm like pursuing it as like a professional thing. Yeah, so there's other exciting things coming up, but I don't know if I want to mention some of them right now. Why are you looking at me like
I know what you're gonna mention.
you know.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because you told me.
Oh, I shouldn't mention it, right?
No, just cut that out till
Yeah.
it's done deal.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Iris, what
Don't
is?
jinx it.
Oh boy. Okay, well, whatever that is. What is happiness to you, Iris?
That's such a loaded question.
I know, it is.
To me, I feel like happiness is freedom.
Yes.
It's liberty.
Agreed.
The ability to do what you want when you want to do it. It's schedule freedom. It's financial freedom. It's the freedom to sleep when you're tired and eat when you're hungry and travel when you want to travel and love who you want to love. I think that happiness is just living freely and authentically. How could you be truly happy if you're not your freest, most authentic self?
Damn, Irish won this round, guys.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The
yeah.
rest of us just probably shut up now.
Yeah. But I will still give a chance to Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky. See, no pressure right now. No pressure.
We got
no
two different
pressure.
answers. One very esoteric, one very concrete per se. So you could be in the middle, however you want to answer.
Yeah, and I certainly don't think that I know the answer, and I don't think that it's one thing. And I think that maybe it is like an ongoing and sometimes not always easy like choice. You know, like I think we look at like mental health as like this sort of like thing that you can like kind of progress to and achieve, and then suddenly like, oh, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
But I think, you know, there's a lot of life that is boring or awkward or suffering or just like not maybe exactly what you wanted to do at the time. And you can still be happy if you like form your relationship with those things and how you view yourself and other people. But I don't think I have an answer to just what is plain happiness. I think it's like 1,000 things, you know?
Oh, I
Damn.
thought you said what is happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now your
that
answer
does-
makes so much sense.
I thought you asked what is happening in your life, not what is happiness. My answer would have been totally different.
I think you're still a B. You're not gonna get an A here, Santanna.
Vapov?
I want to say that finding this like true happiness that I found is very recent for me. When I moved here from the middle of nowhere when I was 18, as soon as I graduated high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't think that I would be alive past 22. And
Oh,
here I
wow.
am at 25. So I was like, I'll just like go to Vegas and be a stripper and kill time until I figure it out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
And so like it's been a long journey, like swimming through like depression and anxiety and like chronic illnesses, and like I've had so many things tear me down, and last year I had like a surgery that totally absolved me of this chronic pain that I've been in, and I feel like I just feel like regular people now. This is what people who I just wake up and I feel good. This is what other people feel like, right? Like I know we all have like our own struggles, but it's just I live gratefully.
That's good to hear. So you don't have that pain anymore. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
God, it was
Pain.
just crippling.
The pain.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. When you have something physically right there every day gnawing at literally your stomach, and it's like, oh, I want this out of my brain right now. You want to forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the surgery took it away, so that's
The
good.
surgery did take it away. It affected my dancing. It affected my relationships. It affected my ability to even do things like go to the grocery store. Like last year was probably one of the roughest years of my life. And then I finally had this surgery, and I'm like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, that's what
That's
modern
awesome.
medicine does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
that's
feel like
awesome.
I'm the best I've ever been. So
good.
when I talk about like happiness is a journey, it took me 7 years to get here.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, more
so-
than that, but like 7 adult years.
That's so interesting because I never resonate with people who tell me that they don't know what they want to do, because I've always known what I wanted to do, right? And it's like so fascinating when people tell me, well, I still don't know.
Well, I did know I wanted to not be here.
Not be here.
I guess, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
you came late,
Yeah.
so
I'm in this plane of existence, but you
Yeah.
know, we're making it. We're
yeah.
making
It's a
moves.
different type of answer, but I guess
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works for you, Billy, so.
No, I
want
mean
something more concrete.
it's just fascinating because like I've always known what I wanted to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so clear to me.
Yeah, purpose right out of the womb.
It was like 4 years old. I told my mom what I was going to do,
Well,
and I did that, and I'm doing that, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Crazy. That's
I feel
Yeah.
crazy.
Uh,
I certainly took so long to figure that
Yeah?
out. I mean, I went to college pre-environmental law.
Oh wow.
Jesus, that's wow.
But you're still like same place though, right? You're studying.
In a
Yeah.
way,
I mean,
yeah.
I had to figure out what I didn't
Yeah.
like. I think it's just insane that like the standard is to just be like 18, 17, 18, right? Because you apply for college like the beginning of your senior year.
Yeah.
Usually.
And you select your major.
Usually, yeah.
You know, you could select no major undeclared, but that means you're about like 99% more likely not to get accepted. That's not an actual fact. But like if you're not impacted, like you are a lot less likely to be accepted
Yeah.
somewhere. So you should choose a major, but that's like choose your career at 17. Like I saw the word environmental and I was like, that looks good to me. I like the planet.
Yeah.
Good advice, good advice.
Yeah.
I do
17.
now.
All right.
Santana, what about you?
What?
Did you always know what you wanted to do? Or was it like took you a while to
mean,
figure out?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of the same answer as you. When I was 5 years old, I told my mom that I wanted to be a dancer. I told her that I wanted to be a cheerleader. So I was in dance and cheer before like I even really knew what was going on in the world. I've always been in front of crowds and stuff like that. So I knew growing up that getting out of that sort of environment would be hard for me. And in school, I was a really good student. Straight A's. I wanted to go to law school. When I was in middle school, I wanted
No
to go
way.
to yeah.
There
I
you
wanted,
go.
Really?
yes, I wanted to go to
Oh
Stanford.
boy.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
god, I got in there.
Yes.
I did. But
There you go. Pinky's
damn.
the smart one here.
I really wanted to, and I was smart enough to do it too. But like, when I got older, when my brother died, I realized a lot of things about myself that I didn't know before. You don't really know things about yourself until like real life happens to you and shit like that happened. You know, I was 15 and it felt like my whole world was just like crumbling, you know? And what I thought I wanted to do is really not what I wanted to do. I kind of went back to who I was when I was younger, like artistic, dancer, performer, and that's who I was always. It's just somewhere along, you know, the years I got confused and
Yeah.
thought that being a lawyer was really what I wanted to do when it wasn't. So yeah, in a way, I kind of always knew that I wanted to be a
Awesome.
performer, and I always went back to dancing. I always felt like when I didn't have it in my life, I couldn't breathe properly. And I know that's like might be a hard thing for you guys to understand.
No,
but
I understand that so well.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, like, anytime I didn't have dancing or performing in my life was when I was at my lowest mental health-wise.
Yeah.
So going back to that now, especially being in Vegas, is like, I feel like I'm living my dream. I really have no complaints. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of always been what's, you know, it's always been what I've been meant to do.
Kind of
Yeah.
like destiny, right?
Yeah, it's just like, you know, you trail off a little bit and you're like, yeah, no. And you
Yeah.
always end up going back to like
Yeah.
what feels like home. And
Back to the path. Yeah.
to me, being out there and being in front of people and performing and like doing things that are out of my comfort zone is really my comfort zone in a way. So yeah, that's. So I feel you
Cool.
with the whole like,
Yeah.
I wanted to go to school, I wanted to do that, and I was like, no, actually not what I wanted to do.
That's just really funny to me because I was the exact opposite. I was a mediocre gymnast. I was a JV cheerleader. I never got cast in a major role in drama. I was a choir nerd. We won a lot of competitions in choir, but that's different. I was a swimmer, which is a very independent sport. I never got cast in a main role because I always had such bad stage fright. But I don't know. You know how they say like picture the crowd naked?
They say that. Everyone's in their
I don't
underwear.
do that because
you're naked?
Because I'm naked.
I guess so.
Right, it's hard to imagine.
They're not even paying it. Like I can't tell you how many times I've just like fallen or like not done a trick properly and just like hit the floor and like people clap because they think you do it on
Yeah.
purpose.
You just gotta play it off.
Yes.
You gotta
Yeah.
play it
They
off.
tip you. I'm
It's
like, shit, I
confidence,
should fall
yeah.
more often.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you're confident about what you do, anything's
That's
sexy.
all they care
It's so
about.
true.
Yeah.
It's so
that's
true.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
yeah.
So I wanna talk about, I don't know, Julius, if I have
What?
permission to ask the question
What is the question?
that all my friends are gonna send me because we got 3 pretty women on the podcast.
Oh yeah, you had some.
And you got one
Where is
really
this
handsome
going?
guy here.
Yeah. All right.
I had to drop that in there. Sorry,
All right.
Julius.
Nah,
Just
I guess I'm not
one.
handsome.
Guys.
I'm the cool guy.
I was talking about you, bro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Handsome, bro.
Okay,
Ready.
so the big question that I always get ever since I moved to the 702. What's dating like in 702? That's the question I always get.
Who do we start
And-
with? Who do we start with?
I don't know. Who wants to go
Who
first?
wants to go first?
I know you're looking at me. I don't have much to offer.
All right.
I really don't have much to offer here, even if it was just a general question.
You, what do you mean by anything to offer? Like,
I'm in school full
She's in
time at a
school.
university and
Yeah.
I'm working.
okay.
So
that's
my
true.
love life is. I have my life. I don't.
Yeah, no, I get. No, I
Yeah.
totally get it. I totally get it. No, I totally get it. Okay, so it's just work, work, and work.
I see how being in a relationship can change a lot of things, and I do not know exactly what I want, but I do not want the further complication at this. I'm 22.
Okay,
I'm very young.
for sure. Okay,
OMG, same.
you're 22. How old are you again, Iris?
I'm 25.
25, 22, 22, and then we're the old guys here.
The old guys.
Yeah, we're old as fuck.
I do think I need to learn how to casually date, though. I'm a serial monogamist.
Yeah.
And
Oh God, me too.
yeah, I know, but I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think that's, I think it's just what's happened.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, because that's like all I've
It's all
done.
you, so
Yeah,
from your
casually
experience, that's just all
date,
you
I
know.
feel
It's
like
not
that's
been on
what stripping
purpose,
is.
but I also grew up in a really rural town, right? So like our sex education was like, you have sex, you get pregnant, and you die. Of all the,
Cool.
And
like
you die?
yeah, like the
That is
method we
true.
learned was
Kids,
the
kids,
aspirin
listen to
method.
this,
Have
okay?
you learned about this
Please
for
don't
birth
have
control?
sex.
The aspirin method. Yeah, this is California, by the way. So it's like once you get rural, it's the same as everyone else. Let's be clear. But like
Wait, are you NorCal or SoCal?
NorCal.
I'm NorCal, so I'm like, I'm
Wait,
confused.
where?
I'm from Antioch. I'm from the Bay.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm from like Sonoma, like
Oh, you're hella
Mendocino
north.
County.
You're
yeah.
hella north.
Oh,
Very small.
yeah.
2,600 people population of my town. 99 people
Oh,
graduation
shit.
class.
It's crazy.
Small, small. More trees than people. But like the aspirin method is you take a pill of aspirin, you put it in between your legs, in between your knees, and you don't let it fall out. I'm so dead. Like,
I've-
we had a nurse
That
say this to
is
us.
I've never
That's
heard
birth
of
control.
this. I've never heard
That
of this.
is
Birth control.
hilarious.
Legs closed.
Because it keeps your legs closed. Come on, genius.
No, we had a nurse come in and say
Here,
this
show-
to us.
Try it with one of the mints.
My knees are
Oh, damn.
There
Yeah,
you
show
go,
that to the
genius.
nurse. Let's try this with one of the mints right here.
So I
See
think
how
it's
your
just getting
education
out of that like preconceived notion of like I'm a bad person and I'm gonna be bad if I do this just in one night kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the unlearning of like it being like a bad thing to just have casual like relationships. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of go through a phase to understand like what you want.
A phase.
Yeah, you know, like
Thanks,
I
Mom.
I mean, it's maybe that's what you want, maybe that's what you don't want, but you will never know unless you test it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think people get stuck a lot because they think, oh, what am I gonna do? And if you're just a good dater, you're like, well, what I'm gonna do is just find someone better who's more aligned with what I want.
Yeah,
Most
know?
definitely, yeah. You got to get out there, like, other than just dating, just doing whatever you want to do. You just got to go out there and experience life in general, whether it be dating, fitness, or just business in general. Yeah, you have to go out there because if you're just going to stay home and be like, what do I want to do all day? I'll just do
Yeah.
nothing and just
Yeah.
do no action, then you're just going to be stagnant.
True.
And
I
then-
wouldn't say that's where I'm at, but I would agree that I'm not dating. But
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah, for the
You're in
priorities.
school. You're in
Yeah.
school.
It's just another part of your life. I get, yeah.
just a fucking
I'm looking at
nerd.
Iris right now.
Your turn.
I have been living and dating in Vegas for 7 years.
7 years. Oh
Okay.
boy.
And
Okay.
my experience, and I've been dancing the whole time. And my experience is that, like, from a guy's perspective, not that I've ever been a guy, but like, what I always get is initially, like, dating a stripper is like so cool and so fun because like it's so hot. She's a stripper, she's a sex worker, blah blah blah. And then as soon as like they want to get like serious with you or are considering like something more serious than just dating a stripper, they want you to stop because they're insecure. I keep running into insecure men that cannot handle the fact that I love what I do and I'm not going to stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, I just feel like you're giving it away to all these guys at work. Like, no, I'm not. That's in your head. And I hate to
Yeah.
sound like a gaslighter or whatever, but like, I know what I do and I live integritously. So
Yeah.
if you can't trust me to do my job the
Yeah.
way that I'm supposed to do it,
Yeah.
then that's not my fault. Your insecurity is not my
So
fault.
you find that even in Vegas? I mean, everywhere else I can see that being a thing, and I do see that, but people over here too, because really, wow, that's interesting.
Any person with insecurity, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just like, I don't want to exclude women because some strippers date women too, but I date men. So like, I think that any person that like, anytime you are a sex worker, you are automatically putting your partner into, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a sexually competitive position, whether it actually is that or not.
Yeah.
It's the concept of like dividing and sharing attention. Even though when I'm at work, it's transactional only.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
so for all the men watching, so you basically want men to be less controlling, right? Like let you do your thing.
I'm just a person.
Yeah,
Hypergamy
of
is
course.
not a thing.
Oh, what?
What's that?
Oh, boy.
Hypergamy is like, oh god.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's like the Andrew Tate-esque idea that like
You're canceled now, Julius.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
over.
ready. I am ready.
Julius, you're canceled.
My calling has come.
I'm
Get
not
this boy
saying
out of prison.
I'm saying I
Cancel.
disagree
this
with
boy out
this
of prison.
idea. To be clear, I'm
Wait,
saying
with what I'm saying?
no,
Oh.
with the Andrew Tate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that boy's in prison right now.
I'm not
Remain in
trying
prison.
regardless of that, I just meant that this was like an idea that like him and like a lot of other like fresh and fit, like the idea of like women are constantly searching for better partners, better mates, and like it's super messed up and like it's like every single person who exists is
Yeah,
looking
is
for a
doing
better
that.
mate.
Yeah.
Every
I'm just
person
sort
who's
of
dating
looking
is looking for an ideal
like
partner.
not an asshole.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking
But
for.
like it's the idea that like because you have this job, like you're just instantaneously like in a environment where you're going to leave them or find someone better, even though you, like you said, you're not viewing it in a sexual pretense, right? Like you're just doing your job. But because of like the idea of hypergamy, which is like the idea that women are just constantly searching for a better mate. So even if they're in love, even if you know, they love this person, they're married, they're committed. It's like, oh, this guy has slightly better like way of life, way of whatever. Like, I'm just gonna just hop up and leave. And it's like,
That's definitely what my like most recent ex was probably thinking.
it stems from insecurity, you know. It's like
For
this
sure.
inability to really like understand that like women are autonomous over their own body parts and their own decisions. And you know, it's really funny to me as a single woman because it's like, I'm not dating a man who steps foot in my club ever.
Yeah, no.
I'm never getting
I
with
think that's
any
a
of
good
them.
rule, actually.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Don't shit
and
where
I'm
you eat.
single.
Yeah, very
you know?
professional. Yeah.
Let alone in a
Yeah.
relationship. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is so silly, like, thinking about, like, the fact that I get home and I can't even remember their names, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that part really always gets me because I hear that all the time, and I don't understand. Like, if she leaves you for someone else, like hug her and say, "Great, we had a good time."
You deserve
And
better if she leaves you, honestly.
If she leaves you, that's fine. That means like, why would you want to keep someone who likes someone else?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
let her go and be
But
like,
it's
cool.
not because women are constantly searching more so than men. It's just
Well, I
people
think
are
everyone's
searching.
constantly searching,
Yeah,
right?
We're all
exactly.
human.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have never left somebody for someone else. I leave people when I realize that the energy that I'm putting in is not the energy I'm getting back. I leave people when I realize that I'm losing myself.
Yeah.
So I guess I am leaving for someone else. I'm leaving for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have
Fair
a
enough.
plan after
There you
you.
go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Anything is better than you.
I
That's
like
why
that.
we're here.
True enough.
All right.
True enough.
Santanna, you're up.
My answer is actually completely different from both of you guys, which is funny because I've been in a place where I feel the same way as you. Like, you know, I've tried dating people and their insecurities got the best of things. I've never really been someone who's dated people. I've never made having a boyfriend or anything like that a priority in my 22 years of living. Especially being a competitive dancer and stuff my whole life, it's kind of been hard. But I will say, outside of stripping, dominatrix has made the line of what I like and what I don't like more clear and also kind of confusing at the same time. I've had more like sexual awakenings and realizations during my time as a dom than I ever did as a stripper, because as a dom, you're seeing all these men come to you for services that aren't sex, that aren't things that their wives or their girlfriends can give to you. And that puts you in a place of like, it kind of makes me sad sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, because I think about it and I'm like, you can love someone so much and still need something else from someone or something else from them that they're not open and willing to give you. And that's a really crazy place to like be at as a dom and as a customer, because you think like these people are in such a happy monogamous relationship, but they're really not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you already know this. I've
Yeah.
explained this to you.
Yeah.
And like that's sad because that makes me worry about like if I love someone, if I can't give them what they want, are they going to go behind my back and do these things? I would really hope that they can be open and honest and communicate with me. And that's why I love, or I try to be an open person. And doing my dom work makes me feel empowered because like if I ever have a partner that needs those things from me, I can give that to them. So I have been very confused for a while, to be honest. Like monogamy sounds great, but then I go to this point of like, is it really natural? Is it sustainable? Is it actually what we want as people? You know, like we think that that's what we want, but then we have it and we still feel empty and lonely. And it's like, you know, so I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to figure it out. And doing sex work has really helped me try to figure it out. But I'm not at a place where I can say that stripping makes people insecure or my work makes people insecure. I just think that communication really for relationships is key. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the most important thing in my opinion, regardless of what you do as work, because
That's the main cop-out answer they all give Santanna. Good job.
Oh,
want to
boy.
agree with that though, because I think it's really true. I think people think that being a stripper makes you really sexual, or like maybe it's like liberating, and it totally can be.
I'm literally asexual.
But yeah, like I want to.
Oh, damn.
I think it's like a very, very
love
common
her.
experience for it to be like the opposite of an awakening, you know? Because I think that like I saw somebody was talking about this the other day. Like you are constantly acting kind of like very like sexual on the job, right? Like you're constantly thinking about how you're being viewed, how people are surveying you, which is kind of like dissociative, right? Like when you're in a dance, right? You're doing this thing for them, but you're not into it. You're not feeling it. You're just doing a thing and possibly staring at the wall, right? Like
Yeah.
if anything, that
Yeah.
makes you act sexually while dissociating or not really
Engaging.
resonating with
Yeah.
what's happening in the
So-
moment, which can make it hard when you actually are being sexual with the person.
Pinky, to be the devil's advocate there, does that make you a bad person to date? Because you dissociate yourself
Yeah.
from the whole thing?
Oh, well, all right.
No. I mean, like it can. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying me personally, but right, like I think that like certainly like being in the dancing like kind of like world and not really processing things well enough, like you could develop places where like you do just kind of go to a place, and I don't think that's 100%, but I do
Yeah.
think that like it's not inherently empowering or inherently like derogatory or like anything like that. I think it's just like you
No,
said,
well,
communicating a
Not
relationship
everything
with
is
it,
good or bad.
Yeah.
trying to be
Some
you know,
stuff just is.
yeah.
All right, ladies, we're gonna have to wrap it up soon, including Billy. So, final thoughts?
I thought it was one of the
I have a
ladies.
question.
Oh, all right.
Question from the audience.
Oh.
Never been to a strip club before.
Oh, really?
my God.
Start with that. Let me
Come
boost
through.
me up. I need to know how much you guys made in your most profitable night.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
Start
yeah.
with Pinky.
And
Estimate.
we will delete
The
this from the
newest one?
IRS.
Yeah, come on, newbie.
Estimate, not
trust me,
actual.
I'm like getting it
Yeah.
out of the way early
Yeah.
because yours is probably the lowest.
I feel like this is not a
just
question that needs to be answered.
Is
I
this
think-
is this too personal?
It is kind
Too
of
personal?
I think we need at least
I'm a-
10 to
probably-
answer this so I know what to expect for my birthday.
I do expect without her feelings that mine would be lower because I've only worked for 6 months and I've worked 5 days a month and I've been in
Respectfully,
school.
yes.
But
Start with you.
I just feel like we don't ask you guys what you make, and you shouldn't ask us what we
I'm
make.
a sports gambler, so to me, it's like you ever asked me what my biggest parlay was?
But I still want-
2,700. 2,700. I walked away with that night.
Hey, he's being an honest
Felt
man
like a
right here.
king.
So.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
That's
Pressure's
my
on, girls.
stripping is
Yeah,
just sports betting.
putting his cards on the table right here, ladies.
Okay, if it's too personal,
well,
if it's
no,
too
I mean
personal,
I don't mind, and also
Yeah.
I mean I guess I don't mind because I think capitalism is stupid, and I think
No,
I think
capitalism
that
is
us-
awesome.
I know.
Nah.
I'm not going to open that
We
can of
don't
worms.
even-
I'm saying right now,
We don't
I'm
even
not
talk
putting out on the
about
air how
that
much
with
I've
each
made
other.
in a night.
All right, I guess.
Not doing it.
All right,
But
all
I
right.
do want to
Yeah.
just say, I'm not going to say the amount, but I do think
Yeah,
that
estimate.
it's funny. My best night ever, I did not go up to VIP. I didn't go up to VIP.
It'd be like
I
that
love
sometimes.
No, I was
nice.
just handed stacks and hundreds the
Wow.
whole night at a table. And I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
that's unique, but for me, that's funny because the most of the times when I make money, it's up in VIP. It's an old Southern couple just kept handing us stacks just to hang out.
Southern couple. Okay.
I've had that night too.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my most nights was not made in VIP either.
Yeah.
So
and
I
I think
feel
that's
you.
silly. I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's cool, but yeah, I don't know if I want to say the exact. I think it's very variable. I think that anything any of us could say it wouldn't really speak.
It's
to
okay.
The
We'll ask
industry.
you girls again after tax season.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay, all right.
also like,
Yeah.
We'll ask
if
this
you're
question
looking
again.
at this for advice, just pay attention to the time, the season, and the place because Vegas is good, but in Vegas in January, like, go somewhere else
Right.
for your own mental well-being.
I literally took 2 months off, and I was like, during March Madness is when I'm going to start back at work.
Yeah,
So
March is
catch
when
me
you
at
come
the
back.
club this weekend, bitches, or next week, whatever. March Madness is next week. Right?
We already
job,
have, we
right.
already have
Alright.
basketball.
Well,
people.
technically, I'm starting back tomorrow, but
All right.
All right. I guess a better question would have been, what are the one unwritten rule of the strip club? So if I
Oh,
ever do
yes.
go, I don't want to fuck up on this like
There's
Blair.
hundreds, and,
I know,
and you'll
just-
hate each other forever if you don't do it.
Oh, damn. Well,
No,
help
I'm
the-
kidding. but
Help the
like-
boy George out.
I do need assistance. Sorry, Julius. I know I
No,
paused
it's
the time
all
for
good.
you. I paused
It's all
it.
good, bro.
What's
We're
the
here for
unwritten
you.
rule? Anyone?
Yes.
I mean, it's not really a rule, but I would say, stripper etiquette towards each other is like a huge thing that's not actually discussed. It's more about what you're able to do, you know, with customers or not with them, or money, pay this, pay that, whatever. But I would say like respect between each other as strippers is not talked about enough. But like, you know, if a stripper's with customers and stuff and you go up and like swoop a deal, it's disrespectful. It's a rule between girls that you just don't do shit like that. But you're not gonna like work at a strip club and the owner's not gonna tell you, hey, don't do this, because as long as you're making money and you're giving him a cut at the end of the night, he don't give a fuck.
So George, I
Or
think
she.
the way to George, I think the way to win, what Santanna's telling us, is you make the girls compete
No.
and see.
Yeah,
if
I
yours
was
is
about to
right.
say, I was like, more girls never
Thank you.
sound. I didn't think that would be a bad thing.
I think that's perfect.
None of us
I'd be like,
compete
no.
with each
I
other
was
at
with her
all.
first. I was with her first.
Make them compete at the
Etiquette.
lower rate.
Etiquette.
Also, I heard
Thanks, Santanna.
like in sections, girls will get money thrown at them, and like other girls will come up and try to like leech
Oh, yeah,
dollar
yeah.
bills
That is
off
baby
the floor.
stripper behavior.
Yeah, if they're already throwing money, you
That
shouldn't
is-
go into the
it's
section.
like,
that is
if they're
girl,
already
broke
throwing
bitch
money,
activity.
you are not invited.
It's not cool. Mm-mm.
But also, I
And
guess
also, like
if-
picking up $5 off the ground.
Come on.
Come on, bitch.
You know, I threw a whole bunch of origami back at these motherfuckers the stage yesterday.
yeah, don't crumple the bill
I am
up.
not getting paid. Your $1 bill is not enough money for me
It's
to
rude.
unfold your origami giraffe. Stop it.
Someone would come up to me at my first strip club I ever worked at and put an origami ring on my finger.
It's
and
just
I was
have
like,
to
not as cute
unfold
as
that.
you think it is, unless it's like 100 or more.
and it was literally
not
a
cute.
$1
It's literally
bill.
not cute to build a house. How about you help me with my
I
house?
like the house.
Right,
and my
exactly.
rent? You don't need
At
to build
least
a house.
50 or 100, bitch. I don't need a $1 bill on my finger.
Or
got
like
me
you made
fucked
like
up.
no money from a stage set, and then one dude tips like $20-$50, but you got to share it.
Right, exactly.
Ugh.
Like, bye. I'm keeping this. No, but not really.
But yeah, just respect if somebody's already doing a game. Like, recognize, pay enough attention to see if the girl is already running her like a game with the guy. Not a game, but like if she's already selling to him and say she gets called to stage really quick, he's still staring at her, they're still in a whole thing. Like, just don't go up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just try to pay a tiny bit of attention.
What I've noticed too is like the problem with that is some customers like to see that feistiness between girls, and
Yeah.
it's like you're literally stirring up something that you do not want to be a
Yeah.
part of. Like,
Oh, I
promise
just
you.
won't sell to those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
I'm
try
like,
to make you talk
okay.
shit. They'll do all that, and I won't do
Like,
it.
what do you
you're
think
not
about
worth
so-and-so?
whatever you're trying
I'm
to
like,
cause here.
It's like, yeah, they're hot. I'm hot too. We're both hot. We are literally at a
Tip
club where
us
it's about
both.
appearance.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, none of us are in competition. Like, you see the three of us.
yeah.
Very different looks.
very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different
And if a
personalities.
girl plays into that, they'll lose money. I genuinely think that if a girl
Yes,
plays into
totally.
that kind of thing, like, it will come back to bite them
Oh,
in the
karma's a
ass.
bitch.
Yeah.
And money karma is real. Don't put your shoes on the vanity.
But what does that mean?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
stripperstition. It's bad luck.
What is that?
It's like a superstition,
Just know it's
but
not
for
good.
strippers. It's also we put our makeup and our food on the vanities, so don't put your shoes up there.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
also it's bad luck. You will not make money.
On the, like, the tables in the back? Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
I mean,
God.
I don't do that. I just was not sure.
I'm just saying, like that's like an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Like it's like a superstition.
I don't even have long
Don't
enough
put your
legs to
purse
touch
on
the
the
ground
floor.
on this
Don't
chair.
put
I
your
don't
shoes
even,
on the table.
I get it. I love being 8 inches taller. It's like a whole new person.
Does that answer
I
you
literally
guys'
brought stripper
questions?
shoes.
No,
to
I
wear
think
with
we
this
got one
outfit.
from you, one from Iris, Pinky.
My
You haven't told
unwritten
us one
rule?
yet. Yeah.
Oh God. Always. No, I mean I did say like don't walk up to the guy if he's already talking to a girl. But yeah, I think it's
You
just
did.
about trying to feel out respect. You know, like it's very easy to fall into that idea of like every single girl here is my competition, or like that kind of thing, and it's just literally not true. And most girls are sitting there and not talking to a guy. You know, like you really should just try to think about yourself and think about your specific interactions and think about the room as like a cycle. You know, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna talk to one more person. Cycle the room and talk to everybody, and you'll be fine.
I don't really consider myself in competition with other girls, but I'm the most me that you're ever gonna find. So,
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, facts.
All right, I got a quick question that I just got from one of my friends here. Oh, that's funny.
Let's
it's-
go. Let's go, bro. What is it?
Oh, I'm still laughing right now.
You want me to say it or
No.
got this.
I got this.
you
bro.
got this? All right, let's go.
I got this.
What we got?
So the question is, how do I go to a strip club and pick up girls?
You don't. Don't go.
We live in a state where prostitution is legal. Like, just take advantage
Well,
of that. Go to
go to prom.
Outside
No,
of
but-
Clark County.
But that's not fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's like a
give me a
45
good
minute
answer,
drive.
guys. He's probably gonna watch this.
My
I know
answer
you're watching
is,
this, bro.
is fuck off. Don't come.
Damn.
Go to
Okay.
a different club than the one that we work at.
All right,
Very
Santanna,
upfront.
you're up.
What was
I
the question
can't
again?
stand that.
How do I pick up girls at a strip club? One of my friends said this to me.
I don't want to get a dance with you, but I was thinking we could get dinner. Bro, whatever money you were going to spend on me on dinner, could you just give me now? Because I need to buy cat food.
Look, picking up girls at a strip club is just not it. You go for the experience. You tip them for their talent, their time, their energy, and that's it. You don't ask her, oh, but I would much rather you come back to my house. Or I
We
take
don't
you to
make
dinner.
hourly.
Bitch,
We
we don't
work for
want to go to
tips.
dinner with you. We don't want to go to your house. We came up here in 8, 6, 7-inch heels, breaking our back till 6 in the morning. Tip us. Be nice to us. That's it. And then go home and figure out how you're going to hit up someone on Tinder. That's what we suggest.
You know
if
what
you
I get out of this, Julius?
What do you get out of this?
Challenge accepted.
Oh boy! All right.
If you genuinely are at the club and you meet a girl where you're like, I have a connection, you're not going to the club to pick up girls because like that's just not effective, right? But if you really feel like, okay, I like this girl,
Yeah.
you spend a lot of money maybe in the moment. You don't try to set up plans in the moment. You don't like hit on them in the club, right? Like I think that like generally most girls are like working because we're at work, you know? So if you genuinely feel like you've fallen in love, try to get an Insta, be respectful while you're there, but like it's probably not going to happen in the club.
I
Yeah.
just want to remind
you
the
gotta
class
tip
that it's our
good.
goal
Yeah.
to get
Yeah,
us
leave a
to
good
get
tip.
you to fall in love with
better
us
tip
because that's
good.
a better tip.
Do what?
It's our goal to get you to like us that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Or to give you
That's
more
what
money.
we're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to go to dinner.
She's like,
Like,
if you're
yeah,
feeling a real
right?
connection,
Oh, you
I'm
wanna
like, she
fantasy.
made
Yeah.
that
Nobu.
connection.
Right. You want to take me to Nobu? Down.
It's just after the
Sure.
fantasy, I got to audition, right? And then I just ghost.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, bro, if you're watching this, no dice or challenge accepted. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're in the mood for.
Or go to the
think it's
Brickell
like
area. Take her to
A new
Nobu.
concept.
Jesus.
I wish harm upon everybody that asks me to dinner instead of buys a dance. Why are you wasting my
Like
time?
a dance would be cheaper, actually.
Oh, that's a good one.
No,
boy.
like for real, it would. Because
I never thought of
you take
that.
me to dinner, I'm racking that shit up. Drink,
getting
drink,
2
sushi,
lobsters.
sushi, entree, appetizer this, dessert that.
All right,
Yeah, you
for
might as well
sure.
just buy a dance.
Yeah.
Just take it to McDonald's.
Yeah. Or pampered McDonald's. Yeah.
Never.
All right, ladies, we got to wrap this up. So just say your IGs and then we're out of here.
All right, I'll go first. IGs?
Yeah, or whatever. You
Yeah,
wanna
and any
plug right
parting
now.
words you want to say?
Yeah.
My Instagram is Spooky Hot Cheeto. Thanks for listening. Any, dysfunctional shit you heard, it's a fact.
All right. All right. All right, Iris.
My Instagram is Angel Barbie Doll. I don't post enough, and I apologize.
All right, no worries. No worries. Pinky.
I'm the Pink Fairy Girl, and thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, appreciate. And last but not least, my boy right
I thought you
here.
were just talking to the ladies, but okay.
All right, second
My
lady.
Instagram's right there on the screen, guys. It's always been a pleasure being on here with Julius.
Appreciate that, man.
Vabe have.
For
I
sure,
know,
for
it's
sure.
so hot.
All right, thank you folks all for watching. This was a great episode to be in. All right, take care.